Well, my clock says 12, so we are going to get started. First, let me just welcome everyone to this last live event of Black Writers for Peace and Social Justice, the inaugural Writing for Liberation virtual teaching. My name is Lynn Halstead, a member of the Liberated Muse Arts Group, and I'm filling in for the Black Writers for Peace and Social Justice founder, Khadijah Ali Coleman. Khadijah is currently in the midst of a family emergency. She's at the emergency room with her daughter, so I ask that everyone send out some positive energy and positive prayers as she's going through her situation. But it was very important to her that we continue this event because of how meaningful it is and how important it is and how we want to get the voice of you wonderful poets out there. So she did ask me to host in her stead. So thank you for welcoming me. On the call, I actually have Colie Aziza as well. Colie Aziza is a co-member of Liberated Muse, and I will allow her to introduce herself as she's going to be assisting me with co-hosting.
Greetings, everyone. We're so glad that you're here. I just want to say a little bit about Rebel Zeitgeist while I have the mic. It publishes work that challenges the status quo, offers new perspectives on systematic injustices, and celebrates the rich diversity of the Black experience. We're really excited about this inaugural summer issue. And again, we're just so glad that you're here with us to share your work.
Thank you, Colie. So as we go forward, each presenter today will introduce themselves, read their selections, give a small intro of their piece. I'll also ask you to let the viewing public know how to get in contact with you, how to read more of your material, and all that wonderful stuff. We do have the chat feature on, so if there's any comments in there, I'd ask Colie to help me keep track of the chat as each poet goes through. And make sure you share your social media contacts, web details, and all of that wonderful stuff. So Khadijah did specifically ask me to kick off with a poem. So I am actually going to do a poem of my own before I go to one of our wonderful poets and presenters. So it's interesting because the poem she asked me to do, I wrote in the midst of COVID. So it's some years old now. And I adore this woman because I literally have not seen this poem since I wrote it. So it was very good just to see it and reminisce on where I was at when I was writing it. So this poem is called Breathe, and it's my COVID observation. Primary colors of the earth: blue, green, yellow, brown. The beauty is undeniable as it breathes and loves. But like a teenager on a chocolate binge, her acne is showing. The result of a poor diet. The inhabitants abusing the beautiful body we all need for survival. Binging, overindulgent parasites destroying the harmony. I've always been a fan of Facebook philosophy. I read a meme one time that said there are two types of tired. One requiring rest, the other requiring peace. Like a tired mother home after a double shift with children running around the house screaming and making a mess, the earth screamed, "Sit your ass down." Then she collapsed in her comfortable chair in quiet, just to breathe. As I sit at her feet, quietly afraid to even whisper, I watch in awe because I almost forgot how beautiful she was. In the crevices of her eyes and the creases of her skin, I watched dolphins return to their own stomping grounds, long abandoned because the polluted waters no longer allow them to breathe. My red bird visits the back door and knocks to say hello. How many times has he visited and I failed to reply? The Himalayas are in view to remind me of the true meaning of majesty. I watch. She rests and her beauty is restored. As she inhales and exhales, I laugh to myself at the crazy realizations. Who knew billionaires live paycheck to paycheck? That the least appreciated are the most essential. How quickly we relinquish freedom for the perception of safety. Maslow would be so proud. Trump's an idiot and people are racist pieces of shit, but that I already knew. The beauty in anguish named Corona causes reflection and I pray eventual action. But for now, I sit beside Mother Earth, close my eyes, and breathe. So, wrote that poem in the midst of COVID when I was stuck at home. And, one of the things that I thought was wonderful when you look for the beauty in a pandemic was the way that the earth was rejuvenating itself, was the way that the oceans were cleaning themselves up. Pollution was going down. You had views that you didn't have before. You had animals returning to old habitats. It was a beautiful healing for the earth, even though we had to go through our own drama as we went through it. And so that was the basis of that poem. So thank you guys very much for indulging me there. So with that said, I would like for us to give the mic, so to speak, to Buddah Desmond. Buddah, if you can come on and tell us a little bit about yourself, your poetry, how we can contact you, all that wonderful stuff, so that we can hear your journey and your inspiration.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. Hope you all are doing well. My name is Buddah Desmond, aka B-Des. I am a DMV-based writer, poet, and artist. My work shares lessons from adversity to triumph and offers messages of hope, love, faith, and resilience. I'm the author of 6 poetry projects, and the most recent project is entitled Coming Up from the Downside, Finding Joy in Our Song, which was released in March of 2024. And you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and IG, Facebook, and TikTok, excuse me, at Buddah Desmond, and that's Buddah, not to be confused with the Buddha HA, but Buddah Desmond. So I have 2 poems for you today. The very first one is entitled, Waiting is No Friend of Ours. You say you agree with why we fight, but shade us for how we fight. Respectability never saved any of us from discrimination, exploitation, gunshots, medical manipulation, sexual assault, southern trees, or police brutality. You call yourself an ally, but are hesitant to stand with us. You tell us we should wait. No one waits for freedom. No one waits for liberation. Waiting is no friend of ours. Waiting is no friend of progress. This is why we stand, why we rise, why we lift our voices, why we channel our pain in the fight to end social injustice and oppression of any kind. This is why we act and why stopping has never been an option. Without the inclusion of Black and Brown lives, liberty and justice for all will never ring true. Poem. So that's the first one. And I will close out with a poem that is entitled Reclaiming My Black Body. Take my body down. They want to take my body down. Take it down as in knock it down, tear it down, dismantle it, destroy it like an old-timey corrupt system. Except the mastermind behind this operation is that very old-timey corrupt system. My black body been the hot topic, at the top of everyone's lists and wantonly falling off everyone's lips for centuries. The model for all desires, the exotic, oversexed brown sugar they want to claim as their own, yet couldn't handle a few steps, let alone a walk around the block in this black body. Shackle it, whip it, hang it like strange fruit, rape it, enslave it, terrorize it in the home, in the field, on the job, and on the road. Colonize it, globalize it, dehumanize it. Contrary to popular belief, the price been going up. If not, why would anyone go through such epic lengths to try to squander and control this empowered black body? Yes, this empowered black body. Celebrate it, praise it, Appreciate it, respect it, uplift it, cherish it, enjoy it, treat it well, give it rest, love it, love on it. Healing my Black body, freeing my Black body, reclaiming my Black body. Thank you. And hope you enjoy the rest of the show. And again, if you want to learn more about me, you can follow me at Buddah Desmond on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Buddah. That was phenomenal. And my son spells Buddah the same way. We spell it the same way for him as well. So yes, thank you so much. That was moving. Colie, I'll turn it over to you.
Yes. Thank you, Buddah. And let us remember to treat ourselves well. It's hard sometimes. We forget, we get caught up in the things that are happening around us. And it's very important for us to remember to treat our bodies well. Thank you so much for that. And so we want to bring on Brenda Bunting, our sis Brenda Bunting. I believe that I saw her coming in. And if Brenda, you can tell us about yourself, your work, and your inspiration for the pieces that you're going to share.
Thank you. And I'm so glad. Hi.
So I didn't realize it was you, that beautiful face. All right, come on now.
Thank you. It's so good to see some of you. I know some of you I'm meeting for the first time, so it's just wonderful to see everyone in the Zoom space and just really moving forward into revolutionary time like we need to in the way to. So that's wonderful. Buddah, I heard the power. Thank you for the inspiration, the brief little time that I got to listen. I always love hearing your voice and seeing your smiling face in person or on Zoom. So I got to give shout out to my brother and my little brother. And, I just want to say that I've been so inspired by our ancestors, and I really appreciate the ancestor voice. That's very important to me. I see so many spaces, especially on social media, where I hear people say, "Oh, we ain't like our ancestors. We're not like our ancestors." That's not. I feel like where we should be coming from. We should be acknowledging them for their sacrifices and the things that they've done. We don't know what it was like to walk in the times that they walked in. And so I think it's always real important to recognize living or passed on our ancestors and our people. And I just have a love for who we are. So that's kind of the poem space that I'm coming from. I see it's 12:13. So you said 5 minutes, right? I think we have as far as the time is concerned. So I'm just going to jump right in. Poet, spoken word artist, teacher. I've been living in this area for about 15 years. I have a book on Amazon that I've published, Poems of Love and Violence in Between Life and Death. I'm on Facebook. I'm getting it together, y'all. I'm trying to get my little social media presence together. People who know me know I've been saying that for a long time. They're like, "Girl, when you gonna do it?" I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. So the first one is called I Love Black. I love Black, and I'm not taking it back. Not just the color, but the people. Everything that we are. We are the African diaspora. Our beginning is Africa, the birthplace of civilization. Africa, the continent of 50 or more nations. From sea to shining sea, we spread across this earth. Our bodies a resource of great value and worth. Record-breaking feats show our athletic hustle, these outlines of Black with defined sinews and muscles. We are languages, cultures, traditions, and religions. We have heart and soul. We are spirits of great vision. I love our mighty melanin. It is flawless. It does not give others a license to be lawless. When you deal with us, you are dealing with a human being. Come a little closer, and I will tell you what I mean. We defy limitations, exceed expectations, evoke imagination, blow straight past imitation. We are improvisation, singing and dancing throughout generations. We are an amazing amalgamation of skill, talent, and entertainment. Our genius ability takes the whole world to another level of creation. We cultivate powerful nations. For all good people, we have appreciation. Our compassion and forgiveness, it is legendary because we are leaving a legacy. I have never seen anyone stronger. Endure unfairness longer, waiting for silver linings to brighten dark clouds. We understand reverence for the land, respect for all living creatures, not just man. In harmony with nature, we maintain clean air. This earth is for living beings everywhere. Know this, without a black face, there would be no human race. Babies excite our community. The inky depths of innocent eyes, the beautiful soul that lives inside, the little fuzzy headed crown, a people unique. We are kind and sweet. I love you because you are me. We thrive in our ability to bring cool and hip. We dance, smoke, and have a little sip. Sometimes finding ways to cope gives hard times a sense of hope. You can't keep us down for long. We always come back strong, giving style and flair to everything we do, from our beautiful hair right down to our shoes. What those that disrespect us and our critics lack, they never had the opportunity to embrace Black. But I love Black, and I'm not taking it back. Not just the color, but the people, everything that we are. We are the African diaspora. So this next short one is called The Fighter. I fought through fire and water, and I'm here. I fought through grief and sorrow and shed tears. I fought through tirades and storms of angry men. I fought through betrayal by ones called friends. I fought against disappointment time after time, where scorn and rejection stood waiting in line. I fought against the violence and the pain. I fought against the thoughts of going insane. I fought against the stupidity called my own, to forgive myself and see how I've grown. I ripped up my labels and stomped my feet, determined to be unshackled and free. I fought the oppressive spirit of hate throughout my journey, lying in wait. Masked with defiance, I show my face. No longer afraid, I found courage. I crashed through the walls of oppression, said goodbye to depression, stand up to live and live out loud, uncaring of who is around, because I am the fighter. That was just a short one.
Excellent.
This is called Black Lives Matter. Thank you.
That was beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, okay, is that time? Oh, okay. I got one more. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Is this the right? Okay, this is the wrong version of it. I'm gonna read this anyway. This is the wrong version of it. Well, you know what? Let me just really quickly see if I can. Nope, I'm gonna have to read that one. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Black Lives Matter. Does being Black make us the villain because we become the target that everyone is killing? Every time I turn around, I see one of us die, and on some Black shoulder, another mother cries. The unnatural order occurs more and more. God's children are usually unarmed. Authorities outfitted for war are alarmed that he or she may suffer some harm. Due to the amount of melanin, my Black skin color is regarded as sin. But we never yee-haw and lynched, enslaving millions like we don't have sense. Yet we are portrayed as criminal and violent, victim blaming the horrible American legacy. Parents teach children who embody with perfect mimicry. When we express our outrage, we are accused as racist. Printed lies. You still see them all over Black and white pages. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you so much, Brenda. I see you. We've met on several occasions. This is the first time I'm hearing your work. So thank you so much. It's beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
So next up, I'm going to ask Synnika Lofton to come on. Synnika, tell us a little bit about yourself, your journey, your poetry, how we can reach out to you and contact you. Looking forward to hearing your work.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is pronounced Seneca, like the Native
Sorry,
American spelling,
Synnika.
Seneca. Yeah.
Synnika.
Yeah. No problem. No problem. No problem. Yeah. I'm Seneca Lofton, poet, educator, publisher, down here in Virginia, southeastern Virginia, Chesapeake area. So I'm right next door to Norfolk and Williamsburg and Virginia Beach and all that. I've been teaching at Norfolk State for about 13 years. Took on some work at Elizabeth City State University for the last 3 years. And I'll also teach at Chesapeake Bay Academy during the day, mostly literature, composition, stuff like that. And I've been there about 14 years. So that's my teaching background. Publish a lot of books, write a lot of books. Like I think I've written like 35, 36 books at this particular point. Um, Met Khadijah online. I can't remember. I think we met through Facebook. I think just mutual friends kind of a thing. And she told me this was happening, and I was like, "Listen, I want to get on board." And so I'm here today to kind of read you all a few poems that I've been working on, and put all my information inside of the chat, website, Facebook stuff, Instagram stuff. Website and Facebook is mainly where you can contact me. Instagram, I'm rarely on there, but I do check it from time to time, especially when there's messages and things like that. All right. Lots of great poetry. Let me offer a few more with the time that I have. Let me see. These are the ones I sent to Khadijah. Three poems. A jazzy self-reliance, this urban maze, and the last one is a song of myself or lines penned at the Episcopal Church of the Good Shepherd. All right. Let me jump on in here. All right. A jazzy self-reliance. Jazzy fingers scroll a peace-tinted sky. A volatile reach is a melody, like an old Bobby Womack record. The mood lightens, morning, 7:30 a.m., weightless. Save Cosmos for later. Brew me a cup of something bold, black, and loud. That rich Kenyan blend. No sugar. Let me rage against the daylight and find meaning on this rapidly spinning planet. A high awaits somewhere in stereo, without wingless leaders or saviors sporting Brooks Brothers suits, rambling about social change or simply the change in their already swollen pockets. I gamble with time, rolling dice, walking this tightrope, expertly balancing risks, trying to avoid smoldering pavement. This American thing is a hustle, evolving, stretching its heavy body across lives, leaning, preying on flesh to fill its belly. I inhale insatiable sunlight satisfying an urban thirst. And with Baldwin like curiosity, I navigate a concrete jungle. Poem entitled A Jazzy Self Reliance. Um, this is material I've been working on lately. These are fairly new poems. These are fairly new poems. I haven't really read them that much. I try to write a lot of about topical materials, political materials, the social landscape, racial landscape, all that stuff. But then I try to find time to write about other things as well. Being married, having a child, and things like that. But for this particular platform, mostly liberative stuff. All right, this urban maze. River Birch South wakes. The beat yawns through neoliberal lies, rhetoric, and blood red skyline. The beat hums that fire, hums, stretches, and plays sweetly into black wireless earbuds. Bass is a preacher, standing behind a mahogany podium, pulsing with aims and ambitions, crafting a steady rhythm, a hustler getting to the money. I carve out a way to navigate empty space, empty noise. Paying attention to loud silences, speaking with Malcolm X's conviction, aspirations are something serious. Sounds circling my imagination like B-sides on hip hop singles from the 90s. This smile, a hostile reminder that tomorrow waits for no man, running laps around sunlight. Poem entitled This Urban Maze. All right, and this last poem that I want to leave you all with. My child is a musical theater kid, 13-year-old, sing dances, love the behind the scenes stuff as well. But this particular poem was written at a time when she was rehearsing for a production called Black Girl Magic. All right, Black Girl Magic. This was put on at Zeitgeist American Dream Theater, Town Center, Virginia Beach, late last year. Really, really cool platform production, taking people through like all the facets of being a Black woman, from ancient, Africa into modern day modern day America. And so she played one of the little girls of the four little girls. That unfortunately, actually, she plays, she plays in the four little girls. She's the one that survived that bombing of '63. All right. And so I'm in this particular library inside of a church in Norfolk, a sea of white faces all along the walls, a very interesting atmosphere. All right, so this is the poem that came from just sitting in that room for about an hour or so. It's called "Song of Myself" or "Lines Penned at the Episcopal Church of the Good Shepherd." Hustle in the void until the sun comes up. Early morning extracts yesterday's riffs, stories. The machine easily inhales flesh and bone and spirit. Normal stuff. A form of music crawls along my forehead, in the belly of a spacious church, producing them bluesy lines, channeling nirvana. A child's laughter fills a hallway, stretching tiny wings. A veteran opera singer rehearses lines, capturing a muse before the call to show and prove peeks around the corner. My daughter mouths the words of four little girls before them demons bombed the 16th Street Baptist Church, 1963. I balance ambitions on a tightrope, mapping out a route to social change or a method to describe art and liberation and funk. I sing this ballad, living to pluck strings, like Jimi Hendrix playing his 1964 white Fender Stratocaster, free like that. I mix down moments, an engineer balancing burdens and deferred dreams. Flight begins, revolt winks, anarchy dances beneath flesh, beautifies skin. Poem entitled "A Song of Myself" or "Lines Penned at the Episcopal Church of the Good Shepherd." All right. That's all the poems I have. Thank you. I appreciate the time, and I'm looking forward to hearing everybody else just as well.
Thank you, Synnika. I have to tell you, if you look at the chat, multiple people are commenting on the rhythm and the lyricalness of your work. It's actually, I love the wordplay, but it's actually beautiful just to hear from the rhythm. So thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Yes. Thank you so much. I said specifically in the jazzy self-reliance, I could hear the rhythm and the notes. Beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Next up, we have Sister Nicole Young-Martin.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. It means a lot to share the space with you all. My name is Nicole Young-Martin. I use she, her pronouns. I am based in Western Massachusetts and Connecticut. I've been out here since 2007. I'm originally from Detroit. I am a musician first. I am also a writer that sits in mainly playwriting and poetry. I'm now exploring fiction and short story. I am the producer and host of Black Writers Read, which is where I met Khadijah. And I'm going to pop my information in the chat so that people can find and follow me. My work is centered around, so I'll give quick high level overview. I'm originally from Detroit, and Detroit is super, 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 super black. Like super black. And I'm super black. I'm like, I have like no white ancestry. Like my ancestry is like 80% of the African continent, Native American, Southwest India, and like what? Welsh, Scottish, and Irish. I like legit am not white. So that's something that I've been very proud of. And I moved out here to this area, New England, right after my first graduate degree for a job. And I got kind of stuck out here just because of the job market. I met my husband, and now I've been here since. And this area is hyper white. And not only hyper white, they try to erase other identities. I actually was not a writer. I was a musician and in theater, and I do theater production as well. And I'm an educator. But when I came here, I joined a writing group to get to know people, and like the writing was born because I was angry. So but my work has since evolved to bearing witness. Because I started writing in 2009. I wrote a play, get this, that won an award regionally. And then also my podcast, Black Writers Read, is an award-winning podcast, having won the 2024 Black Podcasting Award for Best Literary Podcast. So I would love to host you all, My information is in the chat. So I'll go ahead and get started. My first piece is After Audrey, which is in honor of Audre Lorde. She is the first Black woman poet that I was exposed to, and her work changed my life. To the little girl who grew up to be invincible in a world that deems her invisible. To the toddler who once leveled with stones, who will sit looking behind the horizon as she reaches towards the sky. To the tween who stepped into their fierceness while acknowledging their fears. To the once little girl who broke through others' truths to discover their own destiny. To the one who discovered her prowess before she sought her wealth. To the one who, with ambition, wears awkward as an award. For those of us who continue to persist, aspiring for higher, even at the disdain of those with only doubts, apprehensions, and assumptions. For those of us, as we meet her with intention, may we greet them with conviction. May we only open doors for her that will lead her on the path, a blueprint of glee, prosperity, pleasures, victories, beauty, and peace. Thank you. So you can find my work. I have an album out called Input, which is available on Spotify and iTunes. And then my podcast, Black Writers Read, is wherever you get your podcast. The next piece afterwards is my response to like people questioning African American vernacular language, code switching, and just the ways of being Black and how diverse all of that is. So this is afterwards. Soul searching, mind jerking, most spaces leads one to wonder. Heart aches, beats break, awkward interactions lead to questions I am uncertain I want answered. Perception continues to contend with reality. Dreams and aspirations of yesterday compete with the moments of today, disrupted with disgust in my future. Knowing where you belong, knowing when you belong, never knowing where I belong. Systems disrupt dreams once held with love, parodies of paths pursued, conjured fables pledged only to the few. Will you ever invite me and or others like me? When, how, why? Then there. What will your ask be? Let it be without content, yet with intent, free of perceptions, absent of riddles, led by purpose, not by guilt. You can leave a spot open, maybe even a few, but be sure I am cozy, because I'll be sure that others will be too. So this piece afterwards was published in Meat for Tea, the Valley Review in September of 2024. And the last piece I'll be sharing with you today, at the end of it all, it's a piece that I offer at the end of every single performance that I do. It is published in the Connecticut Bard's Poetry Review of 2022 and East Hampton, Massachusetts City Voices 2025. I've done a lot of work in East Hampton, Massachusetts, and I was asked to contribute this particular poem to. This is an anthology of work that the exiting poet laureate of East Hampton, Massachusetts, asked for contributors. So this last piece is at the end of it all. Tomorrow there might be something. Next week there might be nothing. Next year you might be somewhere. Yesterday, was there really anything? Tonight we could be anywhere. Within hours we won't be here. Within minutes we will be sure. Within days, tomorrow will be here. Next week we'll be here. Next year we'll be here. But just yesterday there was really something. This minute be here. Tonight be somewhere. Today be someone. So thank you so much to Lynn and to Colie and all of you for being present. Thank you to the Black Writers for Peace and Social Justice for hosting today's event.
Thank you, Brenda. I wanted to, oh no, there's Nicole. I apologize. Thank you, Nicole. I wanted to ask you a couple of questions just briefly, because you mentioned that you're a musician.
Yes.
So when you say that, are you a vocalist and you play different instruments, or if you could just share that?
That's a great question. Thank you. So the reason why I call myself a general musician is because now I focus on sound design for theater and film. I am a classically trained musician, having actually started off on clarinet at the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor. I have since left classical music because for me, classical music, I'm sick and tired of fitting in someone else's box. So I like to call myself a musician because I like to play around with music in terms of ooh, losing train of thought because I'm menopausal right now and I'd be having another hot flash, which
That's
is why I've
okay.
been
We get
turning
it. We get it. We
yeah,
understand.
yeah, I had
We
to
in the
turn the
club.
camera on and off. Yeah, sorry. But thank you. This means a lot. And I just want to leave with Khadijah and I had an amazing time to bond after the podcast. And I feel like she's family. So it means a lot for me to be here. So thank you.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Okay, so that beautiful work from Nicole is going to transition us to Alan. So, Alan, if you don't mind coming on, introducing yourself and telling us a little bit about your work.
So, in the interest of time, I'm just going to drop my bio, website, and social media info in the chat. I got like 3 poems I want to get through. So, I'm going to just jump into them. And the poems are self-explanatory. So, and thank you to the Black Writers for Peace for hosting this and inviting me to be a part of this. And I want to thank the other poets for sharing your work.
Thank
All
you.
right, so this piece is first poem is Sapling of Hope. Your wife slides across the screen of the smart frame on your kitchen counter. You took that photo on her birthday 2 years ago. That day unfurls like a long rug down the hall of your memories. A midweek date at a terrace downtown. You recall the savory mushroom. Your mouth remembers her tongue as a kind storm the first time she kissed you. And you open like that sunny summer day that followed you both to the Arboretum. That moment, she struck her playful pose at the bottom of the Capitol columns, laughing as she gathered her balloons and kicked up her back leg, as Nigerian as she wanted to be, flowering in her bright Ankara skirt and top. To be so happy despite the bad history in the backdrop, despite the dark birds circling above, threatening to ravish your trellised lives. And there's her smile, a sapling of hope, as if her joy sprouted from a well-intentioned life. Your wife, the group home youth who escaped deportation. Your yellow belle from Lagos, stubbornly determined to thrive here. You remember the story of her scrappy childhood, how she survived knuckling up for everything worth having. Like that moment by a reflecting pool in colossal columns, smiling at the camera, waiting for you to take your shot. This next poem is Remote. It opens with, I'll read the quote in the epigraph. Happiness does not come from doing easy work, but from the afterglow of satisfaction that comes after the achievement of a difficult task that demanded our best. And that's a quote from Theodore Isaac Rubin. So the poem is called Remote. It's after midnight when you finally settle down, when a universal remote ad pops up in a YouTube video. This one controls 15 devices at once. You envy its efficiency. Wouldn't it be nice to mute your kids whining or them fighting over a toy they'll later toss alongside other forgotten things? You think of AI, social media, and how everything is on display, as if this life is a sitcom scripted by Destiny and her production team. You'd skip the obnoxious parts if you could, like your 8-year-old's retorts, that same sass you once matched your dad's temper with. You revel in the thought of pausing your daughter's tantrum, then resuming after you've dropped her off at your parents' for the weekend. Your mom and dad, the willing audience to her familiar monologue title, My Parents Aren't Fair. And what's fairness? When you know it's not this, you understand your parents' frustrations, your dad battling, haggling clients, and the white electrical inspector who turned down his work despite it being done to code, despite it being neat, because he could. And your mom's team toiling a busy podiatrist waiting room, deflecting drop-ins, demanding to be seen right away, and her bolting home to fix dinner. Some nights, Your absence was their only reprieve until you crashed the party with, I can't sleep, I need water, my throat hurts. Even now, they echo in your daughter's nightly defiance. The 8-year-old whose ankle mysteriously always hurts around bedtime, the same ankle you watched her land on several times without wincing as she cartwheeled through the living room earlier that evening. And your 4-year-old who chirps potty like a smoke detector's low battery warning. Potty. She says it each time the way an excited player yells bingo, waving the winning card. When the antics draw out like a movie whose credits can't come quickly enough, you find yourself reaching as if to change this channel, as if the buttons could blink your challenges away, as if the difficult task wasn't a byproduct of your desires. And didn't parenthood once seem so remote? And the thought of arriving there as impractical as cruising an elusive volcanic island. Sometimes happiness is the afterglow of doing something difficult, even when our attempts aren't always heroic. You and your wife do it every day, just like your parents did, and like your daughters will with their families. All you can do is your best and hope when you fail to be transformed by its brilliant light. And I will close with an ode to nap rides. Again, the poem speaks for itself. Nap rides. They started as last attempts to get our older child to nap when the toddler swing failed, when she wailed through the white noise and rocking, and maybe driving 20 miles before she fell asleep was just me reaching my zen. As if this drive was me trailing the breadcrumbs it left me. As if winding through cornfields and pumpkin patches, this road pointed me back to every bright moment in my childhood. Like hide and seek amid the fruit trees in my parents' backyard, searching for my brother and his friends, their muted laughs rustling the pear and plum branches. And isn't peace the storehouse of sanity? When the gun nuts and religious zombies turn our lives into a dystopian flick, when it seems like our progress is a movie played in reverse, these rides help me get my mind back. I pass the white barn standing like a bishop on the checkered field, past the churches huddled on the corners, the cornfields drifting by and the light springy suspension lulling our child slumped in a car seat, snoring in chorus to the low humming motor as she chauffeured from the stern world to a kinder place where each day isn't an itinerary of anticipated tasks. Like this moment on the back road, mind clear is this noon sky with the sun in its meditative pose. Thank you.
Thank you. That was absolutely beautiful. Totally appreciate.
All right. So next up we have Sis Olu Butterfly Woods. Is she here?
Myself. Okay.
There you are. There you are.
Yes. I'm Olu Butterfly, village builder, flying African, applied Afrofuturist, and very honored to be in your eardrums and among such great company. And so you can follow me at Olu Butterfly on Instagram, and I'm gonna keep it short because my poems are not short. So I might get through 1.5 poems. So anyway, all right. So this first one is called Zugun Ruhe versus Drapetomania. The first word is German, and I don't speak German. And drapetomania is a fake mental illness that they labeled people who want to run away, from slavery. And so it's about the kind of contrast about how we get accused of doing human things. So radicalization should not surprise nobody no more. After that, change is just around the corner from the we shall overcome thing was a check that bounced, multiplied by how many times the peace messenger has been beheaded. We are willing to escape our bodies when we cannot escape these thoughts. Home is like a sincere embrace, but we cannot stay there for some reason. If they question why you worked in the big house and gave it all away to wade through swamps from dogs, waiting until the storm is just right and out of control, and the weather is the worst possible, so it matches the living conditions you wish to discard, leaving in darkness in the cold, wet debris so they won't notice you missing for a little while and your tracks will be hardest to find. If they question why you take an anecdote over the latest clinical findings and that old time superstition over everything they taught you to do correctly, and they warn you that you could not possibly be prepared enough to be on your own, but you've been dropping a watermelon in the cotton sack to make quota and done cornrowed the secret to life on your scalp with seeds carefully laid in. Just when you want to reconsider and easy peasy see this place as beautiful, to look at puffs of smoke from stacks as a type of sexy sky tie-dye, oil spills as ocean ornaments, and overcrowded cities as cute forest haircuts, to just chill with everybody between cannons and drones, doing your best 3/5 of a person impression, because thinking is an insult to those who just want to sit and stare at the sun. You think you might follow directions and give your children resume names and be patriotic by taking your pharmaceuticals to give away the love you should have had saved for your offspring to the rhythmless void instead, because it is more polite than hating its guts. But fight and or flight. They tried to convince you that freedom is a boogeyman you can't handle, but you won't let your children vote for the evil of two lessers. Forget that, because they want to edit the brutality out of your lyrics, but not your life. Further to fly. That's it. Thank you. All right. Poem 2. I'm working on a project called, it's the reverse middle passage. And it's a spiritual project as well as a very physical project, connecting the Mid-Atlantic to South Carolina to Ghana. And I was just there, and lots of conversations happen in your head as you are in South Carolina. So this is called Nat Turner's Ghost. When is a good time to sever the penis of your master who has been raping you? This is the poem you always feared, but I am only biting off Nat Turner. Now, I had a different plan, but whether I learn a Rachmaninoff concerto or land on the moon, you will despise me. The same as an armed robber. Your courts will lie on me, so just as you suspected, the earth is spinning on a tilted axis. A wound does begin to heal through clotting platelets and fibrin, and we are scientifically mad as hell, enough to burn unholy testament to its micro-death. Bullets at your coffin. The anger will not heal with an election. We understand the true meaning of democracia, including a large population of strategically ignored, enslaved non-citizens from ancient Greece until now. This anger has been waiting to be reunited with us and is the memory of Pangea, stubborn as an Aya fern. Thank God for the heathens when churches had become solitary confinement from the liberating fists of ancestors and the titillating wink of Sirius B. I will not tell you much more in public, just that there's been a meeting planned between the plantation workers and the factory workers. Those who dare to insert themselves in the space between owners and automatons. Those of us who have not been buried. It will remind you of what holds your world together. A riot ain't nothing but a whisper. This anger has been unemployed. We will excavate a pyramid of sadness to bring it back out to the sun. We will teach war chants to our ovaries, mix gunpowder in the oatmeal. Just kidding. I would teach my children, 1, to love themselves unconditionally forever. 2, what you did and still be trying to do. That is a chemical reaction. I know how much self-love and the truth is enough to sabotage your best laid plans. You killed the most peaceful people, and you reminded us we was at war. This war has been called many things like slavery or America. You agreed to treat the POWs well, give them streaming and wings, as long as they agreed to eat them and not use them to fly away. Or meanwhile, you gather in rooms to plan the death of fathers playing with their children. As there is a special place in heaven for people with two sets of twins, there is a place in hell just for you. We are still not finished mourning Martin, so it's not going to be no march. It's going to be everything you feared it would be, yet wanted it to be. A blockbuster. It's going to be slave ships catapulted into your chest, making you defecate out stolen ancient treasures. You will round up the suspects, and it will be your own grandchildren. It will be everybody with a soul and a face, and all your closest people will have nothing. And the people they know well will have one Monsanto seed to split between them and will gentrify favelas in a ditch with a fancy corner store that sells only roach spray. Violence is your only art. While evil needs a press kit, a marketing scheme, an entourage, this opposite thing I do not have to name needs only silence. It lives in all of us, like fruit flies in a banana, being born again to fly out unexpectedly when you wait too long. We are all gonna have to go through a lot of pain to get out of this. It's gonna be hard, like police on black bodies, but we through donating our heart to see if we can save you. This is for each black man tooth yanked from his mouth to replace George Washington's rottenness. I cannot tell a lie. You are in debt to the whole world. You will now have to do all your own suffering. Amadou Diallo told me from heaven to not cry at the devil's funeral. All y'all patty rollers, we will not be satisfied with your persecution. You are just pawns. Not a seat at the table, nor minimum wage raises, while you continue to move the standard of basic human living out further and further will be enough. We will quit behaving as if we are mice born into mousetraps and stop wasting precious time listening to your spectacularly late speeches in the language of bloody doves. We will defend the earth as we should have been doing all along. We will slice your voice out of our head that said it is okay to treat each other like crap. You are made of broken trash, and we have lived in your house too long eating advertisements for dinner. I am definitely not an activist, just seeking others mad as me. Our forgiveness in escrow for now, and will not come before this righteous anger spills itself all over this land. Thank you.
Okay, now, can I say I will not cry at the devil's funeral? So thank you very much.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Okay. Yeah, you're going to see a lot of comments in the chat. That was powerful. So thank you very much. Next up, we do have Derrick Weston Brown. So Derrick, if you don't mind coming on again, greet us, share your path, share your poetry, let us know a little bit about you.
All right. What up, everybody? Olu got me sweating. You know, this poem made me sweating over here. So, oh goodness. Hey y'all. Very much. I'm gonna put some of my info in the chat. Jump to the poems. I just put in my website. It needs updating. You can find me on IG by my whole name, Derrick Weston Brown. It's the same on Facebook, but I rarely am on Facebook. My what's that thing called? My account is deactivated at this moment for my own mental health. So we'll keep it like that. So first poem, it's called Black Jobs. And it's from a comment by, he who shall not be named. And it just made me think of the fact that when I think about black jobs, I go back to Charlotte, North Carolina, where I'm from, and how from what I understand, when black people die, when the physical passes on, there's black folks that handle the burial, that handle everything. And so this is called Black Job Number 1 for the morticians of the historic Greer and Alexander funeral homes that serve and have served the black community of Charlotte, North Carolina for a century. And it opens with 3 epigraphs. 1, I will tell you that coming from the border are millions and millions of people that happen to be taking black jobs. He who shall not be named. Do black people prefer to be buried by black undertakers and prefer to go to black dentists? Stephen King, The Chappelle Show. That's kind of a weird question coming from Stephen King. That was very strange. Paul Mooney, The Chappelle Show. Black Job 1. Thank you. You measure the suits, you press the hair, you iron the slacks, you are careful. You apply the foundation, you follow instructions, you bring them back. Thank you. You slip on the rings, you paint the nails, you collect the pictures. Thank you. You fill in the holes, bullet or cancer, her brother, his mother. Thank you. My papa, my nana, you paint them familiar. You line the coffins. Thank you. Cotton or satin, you hold the hands, you catch the tears. Thank you. You smooth the hair, you offer condolences, you hold the hands. Thank you. You open the doors, you close the doors, you start again. Thank you. So that is Black Jobs. This next one, I also teach at the Duke Ellington School of the Arts. So I always talk to my students about adaptation and controlling your narrative. And this piece is called "My Recently Discovered the recently discovered director's notes for my Sweded film adaptation of Toni Morrison's Beloved." Sweded Swedish films are famous films recreated by amateurs in under 5 minutes, inspired by Michel Gondry's 2008 comedy Econ Rewind featuring Jack Black and Mos Def. Films are short, from 3 to 5 minutes long, and made using phone cameras and homemade props. Shoot Day 1 Director's Journal. I use a red light basement party bulb to flood the corners of 124 Bluestone Road with a ghostly tint. Me playing Paul D and wearing a salt and pepper gray afro wig and beard my own says to Setha in my best Danny Glover hard cider whisper, "Woman, what kind of evil you got in there?" Shoot 2. A gumball that's used for the dog Hereboy's reinserted eye after the ghost baby throws its first tantrum and flings Hereboy against the walls of the house. It is a two-tone bauble of white and blue. I give it back to my nephew when the scene is done. Note, no animals were harmed during the filming of this scene. Shoot Day 3. I add an extra scene featuring High Man, Paul D, and a chain gang of black men. I shoot it freehand in my own self-dug trench. Location, somewhere in my hometown of Charlotte where the red clay is plentiful. I take 18 shirtless selfies of myself in the pickaxe, 18 costume changes in all. I play each of the men on the line in various stages of labor. I am all these men, beating life within an inch of death's breath. Shoot Day 4. Hold a casting call for the role of school teacher, but cancel promptly when I see that the audition line is filled with dead-eyed white men and it stretches a mile down the block. Shoot Day number 5. I film Hallie and Setha's love scene in a deep holler. The air is humid. The deep green of the poplar leaves cast teardrop shadows across their fully clothed black and brown heaving. The wind masks their love talk. The only laboring in this moment is the tree's trunk struggling to keep them upright. I shoot fragments, shaking leaves, a thigh here, Hallie's dungarees pooling around his legs, Setha's bared shoulder, her right arm, a slim brown bow over Hallie's back, her fingers caressing his ear. A close-up of their lips, wrestling. I film rabbits watching from the underbrush. Their dark matter eyes are engrossed. I give my actors no direction. I film with a handheld VHS camera for this scene alone. Note, this was a closed set and an intimacy coordinator was present. Shoot Day number 6, Paul D in the coal house. Somehow we capture 75 lightning bugs and train them to illuminate on cue. When they feel my chest fall as I breathe. I shoot this scene with my cell phone. I empty the jar onto my shirt. The bugs cipher up and around my breast pocket. I inhale, then exhale, red heart. Inhale and exhale, red heart. With each out breath, the bugs post their lights. They are so professional. They bloom brightly like breath-blown embers on cigarette butts or the ragged edges of sage inflamed. Red heart, I bullfrog one last time, and like we planned, the lightning bugs depart from my chest, escaping my body like the last of an occupying force, leaving a country it broke to coalesce. Note, no insects were harmed in the filming of this scene. Shoot Day number 7, I cast the poet Laini Mataka as Baby Suggs. The location for the clearing is Meridian Hill Malcolm X Park in Washington, D.C. We sweep the park dirt smooth for the sermon scene. The extras are the drummers and dancers who have gathered in this park for over 60 years. Laini Mataka takes to the stump of a fallen tree and the sermon begins. She is on script and off script, but we don't know the difference. We ring shout, we cakewalk, we declare. Mataka's Baby Suggs is all smolder and softness at the same damn time. She points toward the Washington Monument, that white sentry, the pale obelisk, and says, "Yonder they do not love your flesh, they despise it." One of the red lights on the monument goes dark, and I don't know if that's a wink or a win. We don't have a permit to film, but none are the wiser. Shoot day number 8. The cease and desist letter arrives from Tyler Perry Studios while I'm filming the stamp paid and set the scenes on the bank of the Anacostia. Turns out he's filming an adaptation. I fold the letter into a paper boat and send it on its maiden voyage down the river. Quinta Brunson plays the younger Setha with quiet determination and says everything she needs to say with those almond iron eyes. Shoot day number 9. We get word they are coming to shut the production down. We agree that this sweeted version is not an entirely new adaptation. They say the Morrison estate was not informed nor consulted about our productions. And Touchstone, also known as Disney, Buena Vista, also known as Disney, and Harpo Film sees all of our recorded footage. Shoot day 10. After the heat dies down, we finish the last bit of the production in stealth. I get Kelly Anderson to shoot the rest of the film with stop motion and black toy figures. We premiere the film on Vimeo, YouTube, and TikTok with no fanfare, no credits. We give beloved alternate titles: Red Heart, 124 Bluestone Road, Miss Denver, Develop. It gets removed often, but always reappears online suddenly, certainly, like the outline of a body rising fully dressed from the Hudson River at sunrise. Total run of this cut, 5 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Derrick.
Thank you.
Love the storytelling. Great visual. Totally appreciate. Okay.
So
Go
yeah,
ahead, Colie.
yeah. Up next, we have B. Sharise Moore. Sis, you there? B. Sharise Moore. I saw her.
Yeah, it showed that she had signed out, but then I think she signed back in as a guest.
Okay. Yeah, she's coming on. Yes, she is. All right, sis, you up?
I'm sorry, I've been chasing my toddler around this whole time.
No worries.
So, Alan, what you wrote, yeah, that resonated. Anyway, hi everyone. I am Sharise Moore. I am going to put all my information in the chat so that I can just get going. And here she comes. She's coming back. Wonderful. So I've kind of been in a writing slump. I don't usually have writer's block, but when I do have a slump, I go to like short form poetry because it increases my ability to write with a lot of imagery and to think a lot about brevity. And short poems, short form, really pack a punch. You have to think about every word. So I've been writing tenka, and tenka is a Japanese form of poetry. It's basically a haiku with 14 extra syllables, so 5 lines, and 5 lines, and the syllable count is 5, 7, 5, 7, 7. All right. So can you all hear me? I know I wasn't even here for the sound. Okay,
yes,
good.
we can hear you.
Great. So these are 3 tanka that I've written, 1 for Congo and 2 for Palestine. For Congo. Legend speaks of a beast, breaker of boats and men. If only its wings could protect, if only its bite could quell an empire. These next 2 are for Palestine. Tyranny plants a noose under a grade school in Gaza. feeds it Old Testament and shrapnel, waters and ethnic cleansing. The southern red oak and Mediterranean olive tree are kin, Jim Crow cousins twice removed, two ghosts rooted in rubble. Okay. All right. This next piece I wrote a while ago, really not a while ago, a couple months ago, and I actually shared it with Khadijah. And since she wanted, revolutionary things, and I couldn't really write what I wanted to write, because again, I was in a slump, I said, well, why not share this? So I had some very interesting, well, they're not interesting. I had some views about the military. My father was in the military, my grandfather was in the military, and my two half-brothers were also in the military. And I have several cousins. And I'm extremely anti-war, anti-genocide, obviously, anti-imperialism. And when I think about what war did to my father and to my half-brothers, what I know of them, it led me to write this poem. And it's called The Wars Ran Through Them. Peace is the white man's word. Ours is liberation. Kwame Ture. And the wars ran through them, all of them. Them beggar boys with a hint of Seminole blood, but still mostly nigger to the bone. All of them nursed from a breast pressed against military fatigue since the 1940s. But what did we expect from the formerly enslaved? Barely a generation removed from men who couldn't read, couldn't vote, couldn't stop them nurses from pumping them with a placebo in Tuskegee, made them a 30-year syphilis study while they burned down Tulsa and Wilmington and Rosewood in Ocoee. But this ain't resistance. This is can't beat 'em, join 'em, and call it pride. Make it patriotism and blackface, baked in apple pie. Military does something to blackness. Basic training be a partial lobotomy. The 21-gun salute snatches the Malcolm from your lips before it thinks to ask a question, crushes the truth of anti-war at its kneecaps, pounds any trace of Dr. King's Poor People's Campaign that might have crept into your subconscious. To be black in military is a heist, a kidnapping of culture, a stumbling around without exorcism, without priests, without communion crackers and wine. To be black in military is imperial satellite, placed on one of nearly 900 bases around the world. To be black in military is baptism in a bottomless pool of indigenous blood wrapped in an American flag. To be black in military is those Baker boys, nearly all of them named William I of World War II, annihilator of Nazis, yet sooner be hanged from an Altamont oak the moment he came home. William II was a black boy born in Florida, grew up Philly, went to Korea and Vietnam willingly, willfully waded through rice fields to kill Viet Cong, granted master's degrees in music for his service. What an ugly and ironic song. William III, a military-industrial complex accomplice, drives a Tesla truck infused with Congo blood and apartheid steel. Keith, the only Baker boy not named William with a conscience, was assigned to mortuary affairs, used heroin to cope with the massacres, needed the needle after collecting countless bodies in body bags in the Middle East. The wars ran through them Baker boys, like bad food, a bloody cough, a hurl, a gush, all of them drunk, hugging a star-spangled toilet. State-sponsored propaganda got them thinking they protect, they serve, yet they the weapons, they the mass destructions. The wars ran through them Baker boys, black and military. Did you know William II cast away his second son, Keith, when he buckled in Beirut in 1982? Not to be confused with William III, Mr. Lockheed Martin makes bombs for a living, a weapons engineer, propped up as Mr. STEM, model mentor lauded for lynching third world limbs, celebrated in his $1 million home, missile maker darky, white supremacy's assassin. The wars ran through them, a camouflage, a blend-in, a new skin. Then think they protect democracy, but this never been. Them oiled cogs in endless wars, then soldiers shuffled in a system of global gangster gamers, Atari thumbs antsy over joysticks and remote-controlled drones, fresh from the Pentagon. Poof go the villages in Yemen. Poof go the embassy in Kenya. Poof go the villages in Afghanistan. Poof go the villages in Iraq. Poof go the villages in Syria. Poof go the villages in Somalia, in Nicaragua, in Guyana, in Libya, in Laos, in Lebanon, in Gaza. When black men become Secretary of Defense, they're not just the clients, they're also the president. In cahoots with colonialism, the kinky-haired overseer wears military green, grins military greed. The U.S. government thinks it's God, speed. The wars run through them because peace is the white man's word. Ours is liberation.
Thank you so much.
That was beautiful. And I've never heard that quote before. And so that quote is going to stick with me for a long time. Peace is the white man's word. Ours is liberation. Okay. So, ladies and gents, that brings us to the end. I thank you all for your time, for your contribution. I cannot tell you how moved I was by everyone's poetry, and I am so happy to have been able to join and to be able to fill in for Khadijah to experience this moment with you guys. Any closing words, Colie?
Again, I just want to thank everyone. Your work is phenomenal. It's just wonderful to be here. I mean, I know that's kind of like bland, but it is. It really is. It really is wonderful, and you all inspire me. And that may sound corny, but really, I'm glad that Lynn and I were able to do this, and it was wonderful to hear all of your work. And I'm definitely going to look you up and read further. Thank you so much.
Definitely. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. And be
How's it
sure
going,
to
guys?
hug that baby.
Thank you.
It was a
Thank you,
pleasure,
guys.
y'all. Good to see y'all. Yeah,
Thank you.
Good to see you. Beautiful event. Thank you all.
thank you.
Thank you.
Great event. Thank you so much.
Thank you.